Whichever.
I would say it's allowing an additional formulation of the same drug.
We're already using.
But again, that's my opinion. Okay, so if that's the case,
Does anyone have my attendance sheet? No.
It's a red folder.
It's a red folder.
I've been hiding it.
Okay.
okay, so
Of course they
I'd
do.
like to vote on calling the question. So let's just try to vote. Let's just try to vote. Okay, so it doesn't. We're gonna say that it's not. I mean, again, unless somebody has a problem with it, I would say that considering the state has already approved this, it is not a change in the protocol, rather an additional formulation. In which case, it does not require a roll call vote. All in favor of allowing the medical director to choose which device and therefore which dosing to allow for some agencies to get this for free, please raise your hand.
You can sing along too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Carries.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. All right, David, anything else?
That concludes.
Great. That's, I'm going to do under unfinished business.
Shouldn't be on the medical science.
But it was approved in medical, oh yes, it should have been, he's right. All right, no, it's not. It's not new language. It's not. We approved it. QA report, and then we're going to do that as well.
So a lot of what, so I have to report on 2 meetings since we didn't have
Guys, come on. I know we're fading, but
So
please.
it's a quick report. I mean, a lot of what we discussed in the May QA meeting was already presented with the MST presentation, so I'm not going to recover those issues. There's a few items from the June meeting that I'd just like to bring your attention to. One is Marie sent out a midazolam use survey for all agencies to fill out regarding their experience with midazolam in the extended delirium protocol.
The use or?
With how they feel about midazolam use. No, so it's a general survey without patient data requests. It's an overall analysis of a 6-month period from July 1st to December 31st, 2016. Marie will send it out again, but we are asking that all agencies submit their experience with midazolam for the protocol 530. There was some. That's essentially the major outstanding issue. There's a safety tag working on a project related to patient safety in the region, as well as some discussion around Mission Lifeline quality measures that agencies would be responsible for submitting either independently or in relation to a stroke quality assurance project. So that's all to come, and I don't need to say much more about it at this point.
Thank you. All right. Excellent. Regional Council update. Dr. Krupe.
I did not give that to Dr.
They didn't
Krupe.
meet yet. They're meeting next week. So
And
we're
he
good.
is the brand new chair, so congratulations, condolences.
All right. CMAC update from the last CMAC? There was none. Oh, it's next week. Okay, great. We already heard from the stroke tag previously, and going forward, we will actually have a tag report at REMAC. These staffing standards that Kevin made copies of and sent around was approved at the June medical standards meeting. This is the language that we all agreed on. However, we did not have a quorum for the REMAC meeting at that time. Essentially what this does is that it allows community paramedicine models to provide one paramedic without an EMT when they're providing community paramedic response. With the understanding that they have the ability to get a transporting unit if needed, and that's what the language that Kevin had worked on and we approved. It also clearly differentiates it from a 911 unit, which would require the staffing standards as is currently without any change. Does anybody have any questions on this staffing standard? Yes.
David was
No, Paul.
I just want to know what the reference for the nationwide standard is for staffing is. It says that single paramedics are the nationwide standard for staffing of non-transporting ALS units. Just questioning who has made that judgment.
It's actually probably the staffing standards for not only it's probably the standard for 911 as well as non-911 units. I mean, that's actually in our protocol from before this language change.
Just a question.
It came up with the whole Mensa Medic years and years ago. But again, correct. But again, we're not talking about 911 system. We're talking about.
You mentioned 911, that's my question.
Yes, it's where the language is written. Any other questions? Yes, David.
Kevin, you actually introduced some changes to the wording that was approved?
Only for clarification. I mean, we don't have to, but I added subtitles. And some people tripped over some words last time, so. Sorry. We added subtitles to clearly designate which paragraph was which, related to 911, mutual aid, and non-mutual aid units.
Anything else?
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
So I'll just offer that this, Mike Gundenberg's not here, but the Northwell group as well as our group felt that the current practice of having 2 units respond to these calls routinely, either as an individual medic with a BLS unit or with a sort of a full ambulance unit, was the initial pilot model, and that there hadn't been any, there was enough experience with the program to leave it to the decision for operations for what the appropriate response should be for these patients. These are patients not coming through 911, so there's this allowance of a 60-minute response time. If on arrival the patient does need transport, they can arrange for a transport unit to arrive, and operationally they can decide what's the best way to do that at what point in the call. So hopefully we've gone through this a couple times. I really appreciate everyone's patience. It's a coincidence that we have the New York Presbyterian group present today. Obviously, this is an increasingly popular model, and I hope that the committee can support it.
We have to speak over the music. I'll try to translate for people. Go ahead, Nathan.
I make a motion that we pass this as amended on this agenda, that we approve it.
Yeah. It came as a second in motion. So you don't have to make another motion. We just have to vote on it.
Just want to vote.
So there is a vote on calling the question.
Thank you.
So let's just vote on the motion. All right, so this is a roll call vote because we're changing standards. We'll go through the roll call.
We have theme music.
Okay.
You might be in here.
Dr. Graziano,
Yes.
You didn't say
I don't say.
Dr. Munjal,
Yes.
Dr. Bassos,
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Dr. Seda,
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Dr. Reisman,
Yes.
Bryce. I'm too late.
Van Voorhees.
Waiting for Van Voorhees.
Hey, look, at least I don't have the other one here.
Okay.
Grabbridge,
Jeff.
Yes.
yes.
There you go.
Dr. Flownbaum, Dr. Marshall.
Yes.
Why can't everyone have easy names like that? Dr. Redletter,
Yes.
Flownbaum's easy too. Dr. Wire,
Yes.
Dr. Barbara,
Yeah.
Dr. Benelli,
In favor.
thank you. Dr. Martinez,
Yes.
oh, Dr. Quinn. Okay, Dr. Bove left. Dr. Fisher left. Dr. Krupi,
Yes.
Dr. Van Voorhees,
Yes.
and that's it, carries.
Excellent.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, well, before we adjourn, hold on. Under new business, there was a few items that I just wanted to mention. So the OD mapping, we are gonna push to the next meeting, as well as the STAC pediatric trauma guidelines will be discussed at the next REMAC meeting. Are there any other, pieces of new business? Kevin?
I'll stand up so you can hear me. So,
Yeah.
in September of 2010, I asked this body initially for the creation of a community paramedicine tag. At the time, it was not felt that we were there yet as an industry. Today, in light of Northwell, Mount Sinai, and now New York Presbyterian, with programs in the vein of community paramedicine, I would like to make a motion that we form a REMAC sanctioned community paramedicine tag group to discuss issues including the what are the parameters currently authorized under REMAC guidance, as well as what are the educational and other kinds of protocol guidance that we should provide, and then also to provide perhaps a letter to the state recommending regulatory or statutory changes to law.
Excellent. Kevin, if you would accept, I would like you to chair that tag, if that would be okay with
I'd
you.
be so honored.
Great.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
What is the current status or the proposed status coming before the state with respect to Article 28, Article 30 issue?
So that is, I think, a lot of the part of what we, as a body and as a region, want to go to the state and say.
I guess what I'm asking is, we're not the only region in the state, obviously, and I know it's been used up even more, so are they already proposing it? Is it on their agenda?
So
It's been stalled in the
It's been
legislature.
stalled a lot, but I think that it's time for us as a REMAC to step up and say, we think this is a positive thing, we want to pursue, to drive it, and
The only other comment,
Yes.
just coincidentally, more than anything else, I happened to have written an editorial about the community paramedicine for emergency medicine, and I came out in support of it, but mentioned some of the things that you were just talking about in terms of educational packages, and I quoted some of the literature, so I sent it to Marie, and if she feels like it, she can certainly send it to everyone else.
thank you. David and then Jeff.
Yes, just, Kevin, do you think you can bring, or maybe REMAC can bring someone with experience in legislation? Because I think that's a major part of what this tag can do or cannot do.
That would be good.
Get in touch with Steve Kroll.
Jeff?
I like the idea, but I don't know if a tag is the way to go. We've had tags that are more like a temporary thing. Maybe at this point, as community paramedicine is evolving, we should have a standing subcommittee on community paramedicine.
Okay, I would be in favor of that.
We have the stroke
I
tag
think we have
also as
to-
an ongoing subcommittee.
Hold on a second.
And
No, subcommittees have to actually be approved by the bylaws.
Let's keep it a tag
So let's
for
make it
now.
a tag,
Tag
and
for
we
now,
can
but I think we
advance
should
it.
move towards a bylaw
but,
change to.
Yes, I think that's a good idea, considering that, I think we are a little bit behind where we should be in terms of our direct involvement in community paramedicine and the whole telemedicine world.
So, the Mount Sinai, the district group at Mount Sinai presented to CMS on their pilot project called Hospital at Home, which takes care of patients in their home. Community paramedicine was a part of that. For the first time, as I understand it, CMS agreed to take on Hospital at Home as that will become a DRG, like a code
Right.
for CMS, which I think is a good sign and a good step. So I think that all of this is very important. So it's just becoming more ingrained. I think that community paramedicine will follow that kind of concept of taking care of sick patients at home. So
No, I think that these are all very good points, and I think that speaks very highly to the fact that this tag is really needed, and it's time to take a lead in community paramedicine in New York City as well as New York State. So if anybody's interested in being involved in this tag, please see either Kevin or myself, or email one of the two of us. I think that it's definitely.
Do we need to subject to the motion and a vote?
Could you ask the show of hands if anyone
I
is
can actually
interested now,
send the tag
and write
around
it down?
Sure, anybody who would like to be interested, actually, a hand is not helpful, but if you can write your name down or write a list and bring it to us, I have no problem with that.
Just email
Because I
me if
wanna
you
write.
want to be on the tag.
Please, that's easier.
Motion adjourned.
Second, Excellent. Thank you all very much. I appreciate the patience.